Good day, I am Adventure Argonaut, and this is Tantei Jinguji Saburo, and High to Diamond, High to Diamond, so Ashes and Diamonds, and I think we are closing in on the end of the game because finally our intrepid detective figured out that Yonaguni wants the parking lot, the land that used to own to Kobayakawa, and he gave to Iwasha Real Estate. It's something that I figured out like a week ago at least, and but we still don't know why. I have my suspicions, but the actual reason is still somewhat of a question. But hopefully today we'll be able to figure it out. All right, and all of my streams are working. Let's play the game. Oh yeah, now we are going to the widow's place. Chairman Iwamoto's wife's place to with Kobayakawa. So while talking, Koba-san and I arrived at Chairman Iwamoto's apartment in Western Shinjuku. When Koba-san pressed the intercom to the chairman's room, Kinoa let us in without any sign of alarm. You. Kinoa's eyes widened in surprise when she saw me come in with Koba-san. Okay, same stuff. Um, Sorry to bother you. Why are you? Oh, Kobayakawa says Jinguji-san has some business here. Is that so? She says. So you're acquainted with Kobayakawa-san? Yes, I'm very grateful to Jinguji-san. Kinoa glanced at me, then bowed to Koba-san without saying anything more. My husband, Tsutomu, was very, I guess, like helped out by Kobayakawa-san, like taken care of by. No, it's been a while. Is everything alright? Yes. Koba-san and Kinoa, like they met only once when, like after Chairman Iwamoto married her. I guess yeah, Kobayakawa-san and Kinoa met only once before, I guess. Thank you for so much for your help, Iwamoto-san. Kobayakawa says, like talking about the wife, I guess now. Oh, that's right. I'm also being like the Iwasha Real Estate is also helping me out. Is that so? Yeah, Iwamoto is surrounded by really nice people. I feel like Iwamoto-san's, like you can get a real glimpse of his personality, I guess, talking about the husband now. Is that so? Yeah, zombie noise. Koba seemed a little troubled by Kinoa's somewhat disinterested reply and was at a loss for words. Now let's light some incense. Please come here. Kinoa opened the door near the entrance and Koba nodded and went inside. Only Kinoa and I were left at the entrance. You're a dumb bitch. May I speak to you? Well, maybe that's more diplomatic, but I prefer my option still. So that's why you came to my house. She sighed in disgust. So are you still saying I should revoke the proxy for the general meeting? I thought I told you that I wanna end that conversation. So she is the largest shareholder of Ivasho Real Estate, and she appointed Yonaguni as the proxy at the shareholders meeting. Yanaguni apparently promised, or like asked her to promise it in return for discovering the special inheritance left by Chairman Iwamoto to her. So she uses the promise as a shield and refuses to revoke the proxy or the power of attorney for Yonaguni. So what to talk about Koba-san? Uh, my husband felt very grateful to Kobayakawa-san. Apparently, when he donated the land, it helped the company avoid bankruptcy. Even though she seems indifferent to Ivasho real estate, she knows the situation here. Chairman Iwamoto told Kobayakawa that uh, like I guess this Jinguji saying this is a bit which way the participants in the sentence go. So the chairman say, or did she know? I guess like did Kinoe know that the chairman gave the donated part of his inheritance to Kobayakawa-san? Yes, but I don't know what was left behind. Okay, the parking lot, multi garage parking lot thingy. So she says, I heard that land was owned by Kobayakawa until 15 years ago. Yeah, that's why they haven't sold it until now. What do you mean? Uh, Chairman Iwamoto was trying to think of ways to utilize the lands together with the original owner Kobasan. So I told Kinu about it. Is that so? Uh, you didn't know? No. I didn't really talk about that with my husband. Yonaguni. Purpose of the Yonaguni shareholders meeting seems to be the land for the multi-story parking garage. What do you mean? Ivasho Real Estate is um, refusing to sell the land. So they're trying. So Yonaguni is trying to force them to sell the land at the general shareholders meeting, and I told her that that's the case. Is that so? And Jinguji asks, "Do you have any idea why Yonaguni is targeting the land?" No. She shook her head, not seeming interested. But is there something wrong with selling it? As I said earlier, Chairman Iwamoto, if you want to do something with, she's responding, if you want to do something with Kobayakawa-san, why don't you just buy another piece of land with the money from selling the parking lot? I don't really understand why are you so hung up on that. She's really dumb. Kino said this with the same coldness as if she were a stranger. So about Chairman Iwamoto's last will and testament. I believe that, Jinguji says, I believe that Chairman Iwamoto's inheritance embodies his last wishes. What are you trying to say? The same is probably true for the one addressed to you, as is the one that was addressed to Kobayakawa-san. Chairman Iwamoto left his shares to Kobayakawa-san, so he would once again have the rights to the parking lot land. If the land was sold, it would go against the chairman's wishes. And right now, Mr. Kurita and the people at Iwasha Real Estate are desperately trying to uphold the chairman's wishes. So my husband's last wish, Kinoa muttered with a sigh. So Jinguji-san, you is my husband's wish, so you want me to follow it? Kinoa glared at me coldly. It seemed to be the strongest emotion Kinoa had ever shown. I have no way of knowing what he was thinking. It's probably a note explaining exactly what he was thinking, but she's just like, duh. So Yonaguni told me that his reason for attending the shareholders meetings, like, it's a lie, like, I guess means that the reason that we are selling her is a lie. I'd already promised to let him be the proxy, so don't force me to break my word or something. Ugh. So yeah, she cares more about her word to Yonaguni, some random guy she didn't know before, than her husband's legacy. Kinoa no longer tried to talk to me and wouldn't even make eye contact with me. Come on, Kobayakawa, do something useful. Thank you for such a long message, I guess, to this dead friend. And then Koba-san returned. What is it, Iwamoto-san? Because I talked so long in front of the Buddha. Koba-san looked at me and Kinoa and tilted his head. What happened? Nothing. Thank you for what you did for my husband today. Kinoa bowed to Koba in a businesslike manner. No, not at all. Koba looked at Kinoa with a somewhat troubled expression. After that, Kinoa and I didn't have much to talk about, and so Koba and I decided to leave the room early. Okay, so I guess maybe we got through to her somehow, and she will reconsider or something, and she's gonna barge in at the shareholders meeting at the last moment that I revoke the proxy or something. So Kinoa-san, was she like this before? As we came to the front of the apartment building, Koba muttered to himself. So Koba-san, you met Kinoa once when she was married to Chairman Iwamoto. Yeah, she was cheerful at the time. Her smile was beautiful. It's hard to imagine from Kinoa right now, but okay, I like he's actually being quite harsh towards her. Let's put it that way. Kurita and Iwamoto, who knew Kinoa from long ago, said the same thing. But at some point, she began to just, I guess, silently follow Chairman Iwamoto. You want me to follow my husband's will? Oh, I didn't mean to say obey. So the box says emotion shown by Kino. The emotion Kino showed in response to the words obey was the strongest emotion, I'd say. I guess like follow, obey, something like that. Adhere to, maybe that's better word. So why did Kino say it like that? Ooh, finally we're at the Aruta building. As we walked up to the, I guess it's Alta building, Koba suddenly muttered something. Are, what's this? He realized something. What's this? What happened? No. No. Mm. He was looking out at the street, deep in thought. What's this? No. Come on. I guess I'm supposed to look. Uh, what did he see? Why is he so deep in thought? Interesting. So there's large number of people crossing the street. He seems to be looking at this area. So is there like somebody he knows? This person? It's not somebody like I'm particularly familiar with. His gaze is directed a little further to the left. So this person has nothing to do with it. Okay, is it this one? Somebody making a phone call. Something very happy happened, so they're relaxing their cheeks, butt cheeks. Seems to be watching this area. Does he know her, him, her, or what's this flag? No. Oh. Who are these guys? It's a couple. Okay, they're sitting. It's rude to look at them too much. So Koba is looking more to the right. Okay. Then is it this one? It's still there. The phone, making a phone call. So yeah, something happy happened. So he's watching this area. So what can we do? Huh? This is okay. It's Yonaguni and DB. They're following us. Yonaguni and the other guy left towards the station without seeming to notice us. Kobayawa says, I feel like I've seen them somewhere before. Koba muttered as he looked in the direction of Yonaguni and DB, or where they disappeared. So, did Koba see Yonaguni and the other guy? I'm sure Koba-san doesn't know about Yonaguni. So those people are, like that guy is Yonaguni? Is that so, or am I mistaken? So I guess he has no, like, of course we told him about Yonaguni, like what they tried to do, but yeah, he hasn't met them before, but maybe he has. I guess they sort of figured out he was, homeless and stuff. So what is he talking about? I thought the man in the grey suit looked a little familiar. So, Yonaguni. You said you never met Yonaguni before, right? Yeah, I don't know anybody by that name. But I feel like that person looks a bit like Kyoko's boyfriend. Who was Kyoko? Kyoko's boyfriend, the man who was with Kyoko, the hostess who looked like after Yuta's father, Haru-san, at the time of death. He seems to have similar face to Yonaguni. So he has similar face. So wait. Does it mean that Yonaguni is Haru's-san or no? Or let's just move on and let's see what he's gonna explain. What's the, like, he's mentioned Kyoko before, that I guess she used to take care of Haru. Don't remember so well. So the woman named Kyoko, Maeda mentioned her before. So she's a hostess, right? Yes, nice girl. She would often say hello to homeless people. But I haven't seen her anymore. So I guess after she was looking after Haru until the end or something. So I wonder what happened to her boyfriend. Until 2 years ago, Haru-san was the homeless man in the eastern Kabukicho Park, and then he died. Did we ask this already? Yeah, nice kid. Okay. Yeah, I would say hello to homeless, blah blah blah. Okay, Haru. Let's ask about Haru. So I heard that Haru-san passed away 2 years ago in the park. Yeah, on a cold winter's day. California dreaming, California dreaming. I was just leaving the park at the time, or maybe absent. So yeah, I wasn't able to be there when he died. Then I came back. He had already taken his last breath. At the time, Koba, who was homeless, was invited by Haru to sleep in the same park. It said that he and Haru have remained good friends ever since. So Haru's death was a big shock to Koba and must have been quite a shock. If I had been there when Haru died, I could have told Yuto about it. Yes, the son, Koba muttered regretfully. Yuto, huh? When Yuto was young, he was separated from his father Haru. After searching for Haru, he now volunteers to help the homeless. So, what was the father thinking when he lay dying? Yuto, who is unable to, or was unable to reunite with his dead father alive, would surely want to hear his story. So 2 years ago on a cold day, I was just leaving the park at the time. Yeah, I wasn't there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so Kyoko's lover. So I'm not sure if it's the guy from before the same person as Kyoko's boyfriend, but they look similar, but the atmosphere was different. What was it like? How could I put it? I guess you could say it was wild, yeah, flashy. He didn't look as neat as that guy. Flashy. I heard before that Yonaguni was a host in Kabukicho. So when did you see the lover? That's right. It was pretty sure he was with Kyoko when she was taking care of Harusan. So 2 years before. So that's where, Yonaguni remembers Kobayakawa-san, and I guess later he found out that he's related to the real estate company somehow. So I saw them together a couple of times around that time. Do you know the name of the lover? No, I didn't talk to him. Doesn't seem to know much about it. Oops, that's bad. He muttered as he looked at the monitor at Alsaville, or Alsa building rather. I have to get to the office soon. Office? Lifewood. It's the homeless helping company. Koba belongs to the volunteer group that helps the homeless. Well, I'll stay here, he says. Thank you for everything today. So he waved and ran off down the streets. He got hit by a car. The figure looks healthy and even youthful. Participating in volunteer activities must be what keeps him alive. Uh, I waited until Koba was out of sight and saw him off on the spot. Alright, we get to think. Yonaguni resembled the lover of a hostess named Kyoko, or so he thought. If that was all, it would be fine, but I'm curious about the fact that the man resembling Yonaguni was seen in Higashi or the eastern Kabukicho Park 2 years ago. There's the multi-story parking lot next to the park. Did anyone else see Yonaguni 2 years ago? Since there isn't much other information available about multi-story parking garages or about multi-story parking garage, let's do some research on the subject. So let's go here then. The car park. Is there anybody here? 5-story park, blah blah blah. Sense of age. Okay, nobody here. Let's go to the park then. Maybe Maeda is there. Maybe he has seen Yonaguni or something. No, but he should know how Yonaguni looks like. Small park with public toilets and benches. Overall feeling is dirty and unhygienic. Less smoke. Did anyone else see Yonaguni 2 years ago? Since there's no other information, let's do some research. Can't really go there. Let's go to the Shinjuku station if we see a random homeless person who might be helpful. So there's, I don't know, bustling people walking quick. Yeah, office workers, office ladies, students in uniforms, blah blah blah. So all sorts of fab porn material. You can see all kinds of people. Alright, let's go to this park. Oh, okay, Yuto. In the park, Yuto was seen going around talking to homeless people. Jinguji-san, hello. He noticed me, he greeted me with a smile. So are you volunteering right now? No, before I go to school, I just stop by. Someone seemed a little unwell this morning. So you came to see how they were doing? Are they fine? Yeah. I gave them some medicine in the morning and it seems to have helped. That's good, nothing serious happened. Yuta said with genuine relief. He lost his father Haru to exhaustion. Partly because of that, I guess he cares about homeless people. So why are you here, Jinguji-san? So actually I came looking for Yuto. For you, Yuto. Me? Have you ever heard of the woman named Kyoko? I know the name. So she looked after my father, like I heard about it from Koba and the others. I see, actually, I'm doing some investigation relating to her, Jinguji says. Kyoko? Yeah. Whatever that means. It's not just her, but Haru-san as well. My dad. You blinked in confusion. I'll tell you the details later, but if you know anything, could you tell me? Okay. I've been doing some investigation on my father that might help you a little, he says. So he's volunteering to help the homeless in order to find more about his father. He should know more about anything related to Haru-san than anybody else. Okay, let's ask about Kyoko. I've heard stories but never met her. Her name sometimes appears in my father's diary, so it seems they were quite close. Aha, names and diary, that sounds good. I wonder if she was there to see Haru-san until the end. Maybe. Sorry, I had a sip of water and my mind started wandering. Actually, Kyoko-san, I tried to meet her before, but she had to quit the establishment where she was working at the time and couldn't find her. Okay, Yonaguni. So about Yonaguni, so the one who was holding Koba-san captive, his face stiffened as he was remembering the incident from the other day. So what's going on with that? I was just wondering if there's anything you could tell me. I don't know anything beyond what I heard from you, Jinguji-san. Is that so? Have you heard anything about the guy Kyoko was with 2 years ago? Her lover. When my father died, he was in the park. He doesn't seem to know anything beyond that. So the person was there when my father died. Yuto muttered, seemingly unable to imagine that Yonaguni and Kyoko's boyfriend could be the same person. If possible, I'd like to meet the person. I'd be happy if he could tell me about my father. Okay, about the place where she worked, Kyoko. So where did she work? It seems she worked at a cabaret club called Buru Kisu. Have you ever been there? No. I just heard the story from Maeda-san. So the store Maeda knows about it. Maybe Maeda is Yonaguni in disguise. That's clearly it. So the notebook or the diary, whatever. So is there something about Kyoko in Haru's diary? Yeah. So the notebook is used as a diary, or was used as a diary. Kyoko's name was mentioned briefly towards the end. So it was something trivial, like Kyoko was mentioning that she was waving at him. There's no mention of my name or my mother's name at all. Yuto gave a wry smile, but his face looked somewhat lonely. Can I see the notebooks? Like, I don't care about your feelings, just give me the notebook. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's in the dorm, I'll bring it over. He gladly accepted the request. Uh, so yeah, now it's something like this. So yeah, it's in the dorm. So you said you were going to school. When does it end? I finish in the evening, but I have part-time job after that. Do you work part-time as well as volunteering? Volunteers only receive travel expenses and meals. I have to earn a living. Yeah, I'm managing to cover my tuition fees with scholarships. Must be tough. I'm a student, so they give various preferential treatments such as dormitories. There are lots of people in the world who don't get that. I consider myself to be a blessed person. I wonder if these words reflect the reality of volunteering. Certainly some homeless people have not been blessed with, like there are many homeless people on the streets who have been blessed like this, or haven't been blessed. Brian blessed, are you retarded? That was directed towards me. So no doubt that Yuto is a busy man. It's going to be difficult to get the notebook today. How about tomorrow? It's okay, I'll bring my dad's notebook. So is the Eastern Kabukicho Park okay? Okay, thanks. So decided to meet Yuta at the park tomorrow morning. So I have to get going soon. Okay, Jinguji-san, see you tomorrow. Be careful, yes. Don't get hit by a car randomly. Yuta left the park with brisk steps. Where should we go now? Is there somebody else who might have... Well, Maeda could have seen the... he at least knows Kyoko. Like, I'm pretty sure he's met her. Let's go to my office. I don't know, I just feel like going there right now. So it's not very large. It should be big enough for 2 people. It's a reception, visitors' kitchen, so blah blah blah. Okay, I guess nothing. I don't know, let's call... Nope. Then do we have to try to find Maeda? We haven't seen that guy in ages, so maybe he can tell us something. Yeah, benches, dirty, blah blah blah. Okay, nothing new. Five stories, blah. Okay. So, who else could have seen Yonaguni 2 years ago? Or Kyoko's boyfriend, whether they are the same or not. Let's go to Bar Kasumi. They might know about the club and stuff. This, you know, they deal with nightlife and they like to boogie. Oh, Jinguji-san. Why are you here so early? Well, I just wanted to drop by for a quick chat. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Sit down. My sister is out a bit, but I'll keep company if you like. She's still very uncanny valley. Jinguji-san, to come at a time like this, is it because you wanted to meet me? I'm overwhelmed. It's tough being a popular girl. Hmm. Okay. Jinguji, please say something. It's actually quite embarrassing, she says. Well, I didn't see it that way. Oh, so terrible. I'm joking. Oh, you. So, here's the problem. Problem? Uh, Use your detective's powers of deduction and try to guess what I'm thinking. I don't think it has anything to do with any theory anymore. By the way, no hint. I guess I have to go with my intuition. So is she talking, thinking about money, booze, or like playing or having fun? Hmm, maybe having fun. Are you thinking about having fun? Do you think I'm just playing around, Jinguji-san? More than that, it always seems like you're always having fun. It seems like I'm having fun. Yeah. There are customers who are energized by seeing Manami have fun. Uh, what? I never thought I'd be praised. Thank you, Jinguji-san. Uh, I would also like to thank you. I didn't think so, though. No, I guess I didn't think I'd be thanked, I guess. So is the investigation going well? It's okay. Whenever Jinguji-san stops by, people are in the middle of, or he's in the middle of his research. Like that's usually when he stops by the investigation. Just taking a break from the investigation. I see. Then take a deep breath and let me help with the investigation. Yeah, I'll do that. Please take your time. Oh, thank you. So it doesn't affect the investigation. Okay. Um, just take your time. Okay. Oh, we can look. Manami. Her name is Amanuma Manami. It's a funny name. Kasumi's younger sister and she's the older sister they run the store together. Always carefree with a smile on her face. She's a bright personality and different charm from her older sister. Okay, inside the store, let's look. Atmosphere of this store gently suits my body, which starts from the investigation. No matter when you come, one of its attractions is the small number of customers. Yeah, okay, that sounds attractive to me, but conventionally it means that it's not such a good establishment. But I like it. But anyway, jukebox. Uh, at the end of the bed place is a jukebox. You can change the music playing in the store, but what do you want to do? Okay, let's change it. Oh, I don't know. Raindrop in Twilight. Okay. Okay, take your time. Uh, Guess we don't can't give her anything. Okay, fine. Let's go out then. Right, let's resume the investigation. You're going already? Yeah. Please come again. Yeah, of course. I left Bar Kasumi. Why can't we ask her, just in case she knows about Kyoko from Blue Kiss? So, who else could have seen Yanaguni 2 years ago? Let's go here. Oh, okay. There he is. When I went to the west exit of Shinjuku Station, Mara was there. Oops, sorry. Dropped my phone. Thank you, Jinguji-san. So, Yanaguni, ask about him. Actually came here because there's something I want to ask you, Maeda. From me, what is it? It's about Yanaguni. Man involved in Kobasan's captivity. Yeah, that guy. Just has to check to be sure. So, you didn't know about Yanaguni before the incident, right? Yeah. So, do you know about the hostess Kyoko 2 years ago? Like, the man she was with? I heard stories from Kobasan. Kobasan said that he was Kyoko's lover. So, have you met? No. I don't go to that park very often. So, Maeda has never met him. So, the place where she worked, Kyoko. Kyoko worked at the Blue Kiss Cabaret. Yeah, 2 years before, but she quit. 2 years. Kobasan said he stopped seeing Kyoko around the time that Haru died. Perhaps the reason Kyoko hadn't been seen since she quit the store, yeah, obviously, 2 years ago. I'm sure around that time. So, what? So Kuma was hospitalized. Jinguji became his detective career now. Yanaguni started company Imazumi gone missing. What are those things? Like, but certainly Jinguji didn't start his detective career because this series is old. Like, first Jinguji game is from like 1987 from like Nintendo Famicom. Like, there, in Japan, 8-bit Nintendo also had a disk drive. I think it's one of those games, and only on those. And there's also a few games on PlayStation 1 and stuff, and like various different platforms. I guess I had to try them out at some point. But anyway, I guess Yanaguni started his company 2 years ago. Then could the hostess, the secretary at Mio, I think was her name, at Yonagun. Could she be the same woman as this Kyoko? So I believe it was 2 years ago that Yonaguni quit his job as a host and started his company. So Haru's death, Kyoko's resignation, Yonaguni's transformation. Is it just a coincidence that these dates overlap? So, overlapping events. Yonaguni quit his job as a host and started his own business. Kyoko quit her job as cabaret club. Haru passed away. All this happened 2 years ago. So did Haru tell them something? About the diamonds or something? So what do you know about Kyoko, Maida? Don't know much about her, but I've done a little bit of research myself. Yuta-kun wanted to ask Kyoko-san about Haru before, but after she left that establishment, I wonder what happened because she didn't even leave or have any contact information. I see. So is Jinguji also investigating Kyoko? Yeah, a little bit. If possible, I want to talk to her. Do you know where the store she worked at is located? Yeah, it's the back alley near the Ichibangai arch in Kabukicho. So the first street, or first city or something, arch. The store is on the first floor of the building. I think there was a video store next door. Radio kill the video store, video kill the radio star. In my house and in my car. Only visited a year ago, so I don't know how the area is right now. Haru. Was Maida close to Haru-san? Yeah, they were friends who made this area their base. Maida is a homeless person in Shinjuku area in charge of organizing things. Probably Haru relied on him a lot. How about Yuto? I guess what did Yuto mean to Haru-san? No. I never heard him mention his family. So and how about his son Yuto? After he died, I was surprised when Yuto showed up and said he was the son. I didn't even know he existed until then. Wonder why Haru didn't mention it. After all, maybe he felt guilty. Haru said that when he left the family, Yuto was still a small boy. So, leaving his child behind and guilt about being homeless. I'm not a parent, but I think I understand how he feels or felt. But I wish he had told me about Yuto. Because then we would have known what he had to say about Yuto. Even if you ask me about him, I can't answer. Yeah, Yuto sadly mentioned that his name wasn't even written in Haru's notebook. So what did the father think of him? So can't even know like whether he forgot all about him or what. Now that I think about it, when Haru was drunk, he would often say that he could stop being homeless any minute now. Did he? I don't know. Uh, manage to do something? I don't know. Like he had a bit of problem with his leg because he had injured it while moving or working away from home. So he couldn't do much physical work. Maybe that's why he could no longer send money to the family. So the reason he disappeared from his family was because he was no longer able to send money to his family. So looking back on it now, maybe it was his wish. So to want to stop being homeless and return to his family. Maida lowered his eyes, looking somewhat frustrated. So let's stop asking about Haru for now. If I make him talk more, it would be painful for him. So it was nice to hear all the different things. So I thanked him and handed him some money. No. Uh, like, ask me again if something happens. Maida bowed his head and disappeared into the crowd. Should I go to the place where Kyoko's old uh, business work of business is place of business? So in the Kabukicho arch in Ichibangai or Ichibangai arch, I guess I should go there. Uh, this one. I think it's this one. Let's see if it's. Yeah, I arrived at the arch of the Kabukicho Ichibangai. I heard the store where she worked was in the back alley nearby. Even though it's daytime, many people are gathered in the downtown area. In the night, there's even more people. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, there's various entertainment options. Okay, move instead of look. So I'll go to the back. My other side, there's a store called Blue Kiss. Wonder if it's this one. I walk to a nearby alley and then I get the mug. Ramen. Ooh. Arrived at the back alley that Maeda had mentioned. From Maeda's story, the store called Blue Kiss should be around here somewhere. Yes, look at the center building. The building in the center looks like a ramen restaurant. This is a DVD store or something. The building on the right appears to be a video rental shop. So the building on the left houses various shops. But I don't see any cabaret clubs. Can't even find a cabaret club called Blue Kiss. So yeah, Blue Kiss is not to be found. Is there a place that meets the conditions Maeda mentioned? What did he say? He said it was next to. Was it a video rental store or what? So is it the ramen place? Place where the ramen shop is now probably is where Blue Kiss used to be. I guess Blue Kiss has already closed down or moved. It said that Maida visited the store a year ago. Considering the rapid turnover of tenants in this area, it's not surprising that stores have disappeared. But that sucks. The ramen store even asked about the hostess who was the previous store, and they probably don't know. So what's going on? Ara, a woman's voice. Ah, when I turned around at the sound of the voice, Kasumi was there. See? That's why I went to bar Kasumi because I thought the girls could help. But we didn't even ask the sister if she knew anything. Jinguji-san, what a coincidence. Yeah, Jinguji here. Yeah, I went to look for a place called Blue Kiss. Blue Kiss? It's a cabaret. Ah. It's work. Hostess who worked there. Like, I'm looking for the hostess who worked there. Ah, is that so? Seems there's no place like that here. Apparently it's gone. We came all the way here, but it's all a complete waste. Is that so? Zombie, female zombie. Kasumi seemed to think for a moment before speaking to me. If you don't mind, I'll give it a try. Huh? I know a few hostesses in Kabukicho. Maybe someone knows the person Jinguji-san is looking for. Yeah, that's what I was thinking like a million years ago. Also, regards to Airi, then maybe they would know something. I see. So, hoping to find a connection between the hostesses, I told Kasumi everything I knew about Kyoko. I got it. Do you need to know the contact information? If you find anything by tonight, could you let me know? Okay. Okay, sorry I asked you to do something like this. No, if I can be any help to you, Jinguji-san. She smiled and nodded. Then I'll contact you later. So Kasumi disappeared into the crowd. Regarding the matter, I guess just have to wait for Kasumi to find something. The sun's about to set, let's get back to the office. I left the place, headed back to the office. Okay, finally. Yeah, not much happened today, like in the game. By the time I got to the office, the sun had set and the surrounding area was shrouded in darkness. I confirmed that the lights were on in the office window, went inside. Welcome home, Sensei. Kyoko took her hands off the keyboard and stood up from her chair. We are currently preparing a report on I'm preparing a report on the car park. I'll submit it once I finalize it. For now, should I just give it a verbal report? Yeah, thanks. Okay. So she nodded, began to tell me about an incident that had happened in the parking garage in the past. It seems a lot has happened. The most prominent one is probably the murder case. Yeah, well, why didn't anybody mention this before? Murder? Or why didn't we try to ask? 13 years ago is connected to a murder that happened 13 years ago. So the murder happened on November 2nd, 13 years ago. I wonder why the date is so significant. Uh, so the victims of the incident were two foreign Asian men. Mm. And I guess Asian here means non-Japanese Asian. Otherwise they wouldn't point it out like that. The perpetrators were three men who belonged to a criminal organization. The victims were assaulted on a land belonging to the multi-story car park. So yeah, they on the incident were assaulted by the perpetrators. So after that, a black Mercedes-Benz took them to the mountains and murdered them or something. At the time of the incident, the multi-story car park was still under construction. So obviously those Asian men hid something there when it was under construction, probably diamonds, because that's the name of the game. And the criminals were there, like, I guess, trespassing in the place. Do the victims and perpetrators have any connection to Ivasho Real Estate or other entities? No, they're complete strangers. The case was solved 13 years ago and the perpetrators were caught. What was the motive of the incident? Perpetrators apparently confessed they were angry because the victims had picked a fight with them on the street. Seems like a pretty trivial reason. Well, yeah, sounds like an excuse. So, is that why they went so far as to kill somebody? I looked up a case in the old database, or the database of old newspapers. So the newspaper database website where you can search for past newspaper articles over the internet up to 40 or 50 years ago. So that's all that was written in the article. Newspaper database? And there are sites like that on the internet. It's possible to look back at articles from 40 to 50 years ago. Come to think of it, I've heard of such a thing, and of course, libraries should also have lots of old newspapers. Of course, you probably can't do a handy search like that for keywords. Yeah, I used to go to the library, had to dig through the newspapers. Like now it's more convenient, I guess. First of all, what I learned today is that's all I learned today. Not much, but I guess it's useful. Let's do a little research into the murder. If I go to the police, I might find something that didn't make it to the news. Gonna hit Kumano-san. I have she says that she has an appointment with Iwamoto and to investigate the inheritance stuff. Yeah, she still hasn't found that. I guess she's finally gonna find it. Oh, please make it your priority. Yeah, she's just been, I don't know, chatting and drinking tea with the guy probably. Okay, I'll look into the matter myself, I guess, meaning the murder. I understand. The shareholders meeting is day after tomorrow. Is it okay to leave it like that? Unfortunately, there's no evidence that suggests that is safe. I guess the shareholders meeting, yeah, we have to find something. I have to keep investigating until the shareholders meeting begins. I agree. Yoko looked a bit unsure but nodded. We have no choice but to do what we can ourselves. Let's look into the multi-story parking garage that's targeted by Yonaguni. First of all, new information has come in. Let me gather my thoughts. You must gather your thoughts before venturing forth. Inference time. I learned a few things about the land for the multi-story parking garage. The history of the land, have to think about it carefully. So the previous owner of the land was Koba-san. Maybe Koba-san was the head of the criminal syndicate. That's clearly it. In order to, I sort of wish he does some, Kaiser Sose reveal. I don't think that's the case, but that would be sort of cool. In order to save Iwasha Real Estate from crisis, Koba transferred the land and then disappeared. So when did Koba transfer the land to Iwasha Real Estate to save it from crisis? So 7 years, 10 years, 13, 15 years ago. So he gave the land or sold the land to Iwasha Real Estate 15 years ago. Then 13 years ago, a multi-story parking lot was built by Iwasha Real Estate. The decision to build the multi-story parking lot was made. It's because they wanted to make it easy to demolish, like as easy as possible to demolish when needed. The late chairman Iwamoto considered the land to belong to Koba. Koba Cabana. This is because he wanted to utilize the land together with Koba-san. So Iwasha Real Estate is currently they're trying to communicate with Koba in accordance with the chairman's wishes, basically. But just there are people connected to the chairman who are have different views. Who is indifferent? So yeah, who are people connected to the chairman who are indifferent? First is the wife, of course. Yeah. So his second wife, Kinoe, is completely indifferent and even refuses to follow the chairman's wishes. Why is she prioritizing keeping her promise to Yonaguni over her husband's wishes? Because she's dumb. I'm still maintaining she's just dumb, not even evil. Kinoe said she had no idea about her husband's wishes, but for now, let's think about what's new, what we learned today. Yoko's investigation revealed that an incident related to the parking garage occurred 13 years ago. And that incident is... what incidents related to it? Abduction, theft, murder. It's murder. Yeah, so it's a murder case. The victim was apparently assaulted in the multi-story car park and then murdered in the mountains. Or victims, I think. The motive for the murder appears to have been that they lost their temper after being picked on the street. I doubt they would have killed somebody for such a reason. However, the culprits have been caught and the case has been solved. Appears the victim and the perpetrators have no connection to Iwasha Real Estate or the chairman's family. It's unclear at this time whether this incident is related to my current investigation. However, if it has to do with the multi-story parking garage, it's a good idea to look into it. This may be the reason why Yonaguni is targeting the parking garage. Of course it is. They hid diamonds there. Speaking of Yonaguni, Koba-san told me that he had seen a man who looked like Yonaguni 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, where did Koba spot the guy who looked like Yonaguni? Multi-story parking lot, the Shinjuku Central Park, the Higashi Kabukicho Park or the Eastern is there, right? That's it. 2 years ago, a man who looked like Yonaguni was spotted in the park next to the multi-story parking garage. Homeless Haru was being looked after by the hostess named Kyoko. It is said he was present when Haru took his last breath. Koba-san said that it was Kyoko's boyfriend, but nothing is known about him. He hasn't been seen anywhere else except with Kyoko. Kyoko quit her job at the store 2 years ago and her whereabouts are currently unknown. It seems she left the store after Haru passed away. The reason for this is yet unknown. Also 2 years ago, Yonaguni quit his job as a host and started his company. The reason is unknown. Haru's death, Kyoko's resignation, and Yonaguni's transformation. I like the word transformation. That's probably not the best translation, but still. Is it the coincidence that these dates overlap? It seems worth looking into. I promised, basically Yuto promised to bring the notebook that Haru left behind. Yeah, the notebook, they're gonna bring it. Okay, it's like, who promised to bring the Haru's notebook? It's like, were you sleeping while playing? Or like maybe you played it like 2 months ago and then, play this scene after. Do you remember? Haru-san Yuto. I'm planning to meet Yuto tomorrow at the park. Investigating the murder case, examining Haru's diary. There's a lot to do tomorrow. Not much time left until the shareholders meeting the day after tomorrow. Let's just do what we can. When I had finished gathering my thoughts, Yoko handed me the report as if she had been waiting for it. Here's a summary of my research today. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Guess you can leave for today. I understand. Well, I'll take you up on the offer. Yoko tidied her desk, picked up her bag, and headed for the entrance. Then I'll be leaving now. Be careful. When I saw her off, the office phone began to make a loud noise. Oh my god, a phone is making a noise. What can we do? Call the exorcist. Look. Yeah, we're gonna answer the phone. Moshi mosh. Oh, it's Kasumi. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Jinguji-san, I'm Kasumi. Familiar voice of Kazumi came through the receiver. So I was wondering whether to call Jinguji's cell phone or this one. Was there a problem? No, this is fine. About Kyoko? Yeah. With the help of a friend, I managed to track down a contact information of somebody named Kyoko. So she gave me Kyoko's phone number. So I guess I told the Kyoko about Jinguji. I like it's okay because he's a trustworthy person. I see, thank you, that's helpful. Not at all. Next time when I visit the store, let me thank you again with my dick. Don't worry about it like that. It's enough if you come to the store. Understood. I'll be heading to the store as soon as I can. I'd be happy if you do that. I'll be waiting for you. We ended the call with the exchange. Then I'll contact Kyoko right away. That's good. I dialed the number I had just heard. Hi, moshi mosh. Soon after, a cheerful female voice answered the phone. Excuse me, are you Kyoko? Yes, it's me. The name Kyoko might be a stage name, but it seems like her real name. Sorry for calling you out of the blue. My name is Jinguji. Oh, I heard. Apparently you're looking for me. What happened? Perhaps because she had already heard what I had to say, she spoke in a friendly tone. There's something I'd like to ask you. Do you know a man named Yonaguni? At least we should confirm whether she's actually the one who worked in the Blue Lotus or Blue Kiss. Yonaguni? You don't know? So there's no confirmation whether Yonaguni and Kyoko were together a long time ago. It's just Koba's testimony that they look alike, and I'm investigating it. Yeah. So what does she say? I was feeling a bit uneasy, waited for her response. I feel like I've heard the name before. Do you know his first name? His first name? Okay, it has to be this one. Right? Because this is Shunsuke, Keisuke. I don't know how to read this, and Saburo is our name, so it has to be this one. I don't know the reading for that. Yonaguni. So his name is Takeru? Is it Takeru? So Yonaguni was Takeru's surname. Now that I think of it, I feel like I've heard that before. Is that so? Just to be sure, I told Kyoko about the characteristics of Yonaguni. Yes. There's no doubt about it. Kyoko asserted this after hearing my explanation. So, Yonaguni was the man who was with Kyoko 2 years ago. If you don't mind, could we meet tomorrow and talk? I can't go into the details over the phone, but there's something I really want to ask you. Well, son woke up and now he's suddenly here. So what are we talking about? Kyoko hesitated for a moment, but perhaps sensing something in the tone of my voice, she finally spoke. Understand. Okay, tomorrow. Thank you. So we decided to meet in front of the Alta building at noon. We have lots of dates for tomorrow. Oops, that was accident. Yeah, let's listen to her story. It says after like while smoking. So she's gonna wear a pink sweater tomorrow. Okay, use that to recognize her. I understand. I thanked Kyoko and hung up the phone. Good, I managed to get in touch with her. I felt a bit uneasy about the fact that she disappeared 2 years ago. So based on her cheerful demeanor, she seems to be doing well. I breathed a sigh of relief and reached for a cigarette. First of all, it's the best thing. There are many things I want to confirm with her. So why did she quit 2 years ago? About when taking care of Haru-san. And reason why, like, Yonaguni changed his job. Why he transformed. And why is the car park being targeted by Yonaguni? I wish I knew why. As the cigarette smoked, it gradually turned to ash. So there's the ash. So we're gonna find the diamond soon, right? Eventually, got shorter, almost to the filter. And I left the fire unlit, or I guess it let it like fiddle out. If there's anything left, so that the light will never be extinguished until the end. I don't know. So suddenly so poetic or something. I can continue to stare at the fire until it finally went out completely. Okay. So one day until the meeting. When I came down from the bedroom to the office, Yoko was already here. Good morning, Sensei. She greeted me with somewhat tense expression. The shareholders' meeting is tomorrow at noon. We don't have much time left. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the success or failure of tomorrow will depend on how much research we can do today. Today I'm supposed to be researching the inheritance with Iwamoto and his people, but are you sure you don't want help with Sensei with your investigation? Mr. Iwamoto and the others also asked us to prioritize the general shareholders meeting. Yoga, I don't mind if you continue investigating the inheritance. Yeah, because I think it's gonna be relevant somehow. Like maybe he's gonna inherit a couple of stocks or something like that. So I'm looking forward to the investigation report. I'm counting on you. Hi. It's interesting to know what Chairman Iwamoto left behind for his son Keisuke. So if I know that, even though Kinoa received the inheritance, the reason for the cold attitude towards Chairman Iwamoto, like I might understand it. Already from the inheritance addressed to the brother Shumsuke and Koba-san, Chairman Iwamoto must have been a very compassionate person, or at least seem conjecturing that he might be. Even someone else like me, why doesn't Kinoe understand this? Because she's dumb. It's simply a matter of Kinoe's personality, although it's possible it's just a matter of her personality, but it's a matter of concern. So her investigation, Yoko's investigation, if it reveals the inheritance, maybe I'll be able to talk to Kinoa again. Then I'll go investigate. Yeah, thanks. She left the office and I watched her ass. Okay, let's go outside and go see. So there's many meetings or agreements today, promises. Meeting up with Yuko at the Kabukicho Park in the morning, Kyoko in front of Aldo building in the afternoon. If I can do it in the meantime, I'd like to investigate the murder that occurred 13 years ago. There's little time left. Let's do what we can. Let's save and head to the park. Ooh. This park. Let's go to the Kabukicho East Park. East side. Yuto was already in park. Good morning, Jinguji-san. Did I keep you waiting? No. I came early because I wanted to have a quick chat with people at the park. Yuto shook his head, handed me a notebook. And please, here's what I was talking about yesterday. So the notebook that Haru left behind. I received a notebook from Yuto. Okay. It's not in the inventory though. Does that seem like it'll be of use? Okay. Look, of course. Notebook is yellow, that seemed to be quite old. Many of the letters on the front pages are difficult to read due to ink bleeding or leaking, whatever the word is. As Yuto said, the notebook seemed to have been used as a diary and it seemed to contain records of daily events. At the very bottom of the page, the year from 2 years ago is written, and at the very top of the page, year from of 14 years ago is written. So 14 years ago, probably around the time my dad started living here as a homeless person. So Haru, so is it 12 years written down when he spent his time as a homeless person? However, the dates in the planner are scattered, does not record everyday events. The contents are just simple notes. The entries only go up to December 26, 2 years ago. The next page had been torn out, and the pages after that were blank. So page has been torn out. Interesting. That was probably Yonaguni saw it. Yeah. So Haru saw something about the murder, probably that happened at the parking lot. They hid diamonds there or something. The entries go up to December 26, and yeah, the page was torn. All right. This is. I asked Yuto about the torn pages from the notebook, but the time I received it, it was already like that, Yuto says. It seems nobody knows about the torn page. So what's missing from December 26th onwards? The following day, 27th, is apparently the anniversary of the father's death. I wonder if he was murdered. That's why. So what happened after that wasn't written. December 27th apparently is the anniversary of my father's death. Okay. I skimmed through the writing from 2 years ago. However, although Kyoko was written about, Yonaguni did not seem to be mentioned. Any clues about Yonaguni? I don't think I'll be getting it from now on. Something else to look into. What year should we check? I think 13 years ago, that's when the murder happened, right? So turn the page to 13 years ago. An incident occurred in the multi-story car park next to the place 13 years ago. The incident involved a foreigner being assaulted by a Yakuza gang and killed in the mountains. I wonder if Haru, who has been in the park for 14 years, has written something about the incident. So with that in mind, I turn the page. Ooh. Eventually, on the date November 2nd, I got there. So a pair of people inside car, 3 people hit, ride, blah blah. So November 2nd, 13 years ago, was definitely the day of the murder. The page had gotten wet in the rain and most of it was unreadable. So a pair of people on side hide. Car, 3 people from the car, 2 people hit and ride. So it sounds as we know about the incident. So here's what I can read. Can't say for sure, but this seems to be a description of the incident. Let's assume that's the case and think about what was written here. The description gives a rough guess, but I'm not sure what hide means. I get, yeah, because it could mean that the 2 guys were hiding there, or they hid something there, like diamonds. For now, let's think about other than that. So first, the words written before is 2 people. So what was written before two people. Like Japan, foreigners, society crime, or isn't it? Gaikoku Jin. Foreigners, Gaijin. So what's written in front of word car? Oh yeah, it was a white, black, red, blue. So it was a black car, right? And three is za three, so it's yakuza, of course. Okay, these are fun. Okay, yakuza, seiza is like the like sitting on the floor on your knees, and gyoza is something you eat, and woza I don't know what that is, but yeah, yakuza of course. And hit two people, the original sentence. So hit two people and put them in a boat. Two people and put them on a head, or hit two people, put them in a car. Of course, car. So two foreigners at the place hide, and three yakuza in a black car punched or attacked or hit two people, put them in a car. Based on what Yoko had told me last night, I think it's something like this. Was it actually written like this? It's not clear, but it's I think it's basically like this. First of all, let's assume it's correct and think about what each word means. Okay, so do we still have to think? So the two foreigners, they of course are the culprit, victim, or eyewitness to the victims. And on site, the location has to be the multi-story car park. Or is it the construction site? There's like construction site, shooting, incident, and accident. Well, isn't both like the okay? It's basically construction site or the incident site. Both the correct answer basically. And the black car is the culprits. And Yakuza 3 are the culprits. Hit two people, what does it mean? Hit two people. The victim punched the perpetrator, no. The perpetrators hit the victims, right? And put on car. Or like ride a car. So the perpetrator put the victim in the car, right? It's a bit too convoluted. Construction site is probably refers to the multi-story parking lot that was under construction at the site. At the time, rather, the word hide that comes after this is of concern. Does this mean that the foreign victims were hiding something? Yes, the diamonds. I don't know much about that. I gave up and moved to the next part. Three Yakuzas in black car probably means that the Yakuza criminals arrived in a car. They assaulted the foreigners, forced them into the car, and took them into the mountains. It's like this. The description is quite detailed. This could it be that Haru witnessed the incident? I met No. Like 13 years ago, Haru witnessed the assault that occurred in the multi-story parking garage 13 years ago, and I told Yuto about it. Dad did something like that. From his writing, rather than her hearing it from somebody else. Feels he's describing something he actually saw. It's highly likely that he witnessed the incident. So 13 years ago, that would have been coincided with the time when Haru-san was sleeping in this park. I've read this notebook many times. Yuto looked at me with eyes that showed genuine admiration. I never noticed this before. But there's something I've been wondering about what's on the next page. Yuto pointed to the entry for the day after November 2nd, 13 years ago. It says failure. After this, there are quite a few things written as failure. In that, there are many days when the word failure as written in the diary along with the date. So yeah, I guess he tried to find the diamonds that they hid or something. Those words were spoken or written until 2 years before Haru passed away. It was often written in the book. Before November 2nd, 13 years ago, there's no such phrase. From November 2nd onwards, the words begin to appear in the diary. What on earth is this? Of course, he was looking for the diamonds. What on earth does this failure mean? Do you have any idea? Only a little bit. Yuta muttered and shrugged slightly. Actually, my father, he was causing quite a bit of trouble in the multi-story parking lot next door. Yeah, because he was looking for the diamonds. He entered the building without permission, and there were also cases where he damaged the walls. So the owner was glaring at him quite a bit. The owners, the Ivasho Real Estate. Come to think of it, Oshiro said before that he was bothered by the homeless people in the park. Could that homeless person be Haru-san? Why did he go to the parking lot without permission? The reason is he shook his head. But Koba-san said the father was always looking out at the parking lot. Apparently, the tent he slept in been pitched near the fence of the parking lot for a long time, yeah, because he was staking out the place. It seems he was strangely attached to the parking lot. That's it, Jinguji-san. Well, he looked up at me. I wonder if there's anything written about me in that notebook. About Yuto. The notebook, lots of letters had disappeared, haven't they? Perhaps apparently my name was written there, but it disappeared. Come to think of it, Yesterday, Yuto said his name wasn't in the notebook. With a lonely face, maybe there's a possibility. Isn't there, isn't it? Yuto's eyes lit up as if he found hope. Jinguji-san, I hope so. Could you please take a look at the notebook? I couldn't read it, but if you could, if you don't mind, could you please take a look at the notebook? Okay, let's have a look. I turned the page on the notebook again. From what I can see, it's all about daily events and then descriptions looking back on the past. I cannot find the word saying it reminds me of my son Yuto. So I turn the page. Yeah, okay, same thing. Cannot see. Yeah, alright, let's talk to him. So, how was it? No. So now we can either tell him the truth that it was, or it wasn't written, or it was written. Let's try to make him feel happy about it. Let's give him a lie, can we? I can't lie. Then why ask? That said, it wasn't written down, it's hard to say. If I say it's not there, for you, though, it ends up being something that doesn't really exist. It's not easy to say such words. Can I keep this notebook for a little while? Jinguji asks. I'd like to investigate a little more carefully. Okay. You don't have to go that far. Thank you for cooperating with the investigation. Well, I'll investigate everything I can. Okay. Okay, please. Yuto looked at me with expectation in his eyes, aimed at me. Okay, we got the diarrhea. Let's go pawn it. Nobody knows what he said about his son, or if he said anything. It's a story no one has heard. There's no way to know what Haru thought of Yuto. I wonder if he even remembered the existence of he remembered the existence of his son, from whom he was separated 15 years ago. Well, if I find anything, I'll contact you. I'll be waiting. Okay, I parted ways with Yuto and left the park. If possible, I would like to know Haru's feelings for Yuto. I wish I could find it. Even if he's left the world, if I should be able to connect any feelings and thoughts he had. Just as Iwamoto understood his father's thoughts from his inheritance, and Koba-san sensed the friend's feelings, I hope Yuto will be able to do the same too, and can bond between Haru-san as parent and his child. Okay. I walked from the park to the front of the parking garage. There's still some time until my appointment with Kyoko. Let's investigate the murder that happened here years ago. So it's 5-story multi-story car park. Building's appearance gives off a slight sense of age. So are we supposed to go talk to Kuma-san? I think so. This is the Yodobashi police station. Still not Yodoyabashi. Yodobashi camera. Yodoyabashi camera. Let's go inside. It's still as crowded as ever today. Let's talk to the receptionist right away and ask them to call Kuma. I called the receptionist and asked them to call Kuma. Soon after, Kuma appeared from the back. I guess his job mainly consists of eating donuts at the office and occasionally, doing something. So what can I do for you today? Actually, I'd like to ask you about that incident that happened 13 years ago. I asked Kuma-san about the incident that occurred in the parking garage on November 2nd, 13 years ago. That incident brings back so many nostalgic memories. Of course, he was the one in charge of the investigation. You know? Yeah, I handled the case a long time ago. How convenient. I thought that Yodobashi police station had jurisdiction over the case, but it's unexpected coincidence that Kuma-san was in charge. Yeah, it is. Well, I guess it should be expected coincidence. Don't underestimate the most experienced officer at Yodobashi police station. Kuma-san puffed out his chest with a sense of pride. So he turned gay suddenly. So about the victims. The victims were Asian foreigners who were staying in the country illegally. They didn't have a criminal record, but they were, after they were killed, it was found out they were illegally there. So do we know how the foreigners got into the multi-story car park? Car park? 13 years ago, it was still under construction. At the time, it was a construction site and easy to see from the outside, so it's easy to go inside. It appears that the foreigners were being chased by the Yakuza criminals and took refuge there by chance. So I guess they saw them running in a panic into the car park. So they ran into the parking lot and they were caught by the Yakuza. So the criminals, it would be nice to know something about the identities of the dead people, like foreigners, were they Indian, Chinese, Bulgarian? All the three of the Yakuza who committed the crime are still in prison. The group they were in disbanded a long time ago. So the Gumi, I guess. Kuma-san told me the name of the gang and it was based in Kabukicho. So the Yakuza were arrested. It's an incident, I guess immediately after the incident. They were burying the victims in the mountains. Do they have criminal records? Probably had done a lot of things, but no charges had been filed. About the crime motive. The motive for the crime seems that the foreigners were picking on them on the streets, like nah 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 nah, you are stupid. That's the best motive for murder. That's what the Yakuza said. I guess they were trying to say they had nothing to do with the foreigners. Is there a connection between the foreigners and the Yakuza? It's a possibility. The Yakuza may have hired them for something. Hire? For like to help with their crimes, I guess. Ooh. It's not uncommon for Yakuza to team up with foreigners to commit crimes. The Yakuza instructed I guess they often use foreigners to commit their crimes. Criminal use of foreigners. Yakuza in which a structure in which the Yakuza pay wages to foreigners who cannot work legally and use them for criminal activities. So what crime were they being used for? Like they weren't being able to pinpoint it, and the investigation was cancelled or something, closed. The motive for the murder was dismissed as something trivial, like having a grudge against somebody. Kuma-san seemed to be remembering the past and spoke with a regretful tone. So Kuma-san, are you saying the murders of the foreigners were motivated by something related to the crime? I think there may have been some kind of trouble. I think the reason the Yakuza pretended to be complete strangers to the foreigners was to avoid exposing their crimes. I see. It's about Haru-san. You know, no homeless man named Haru-san. At the time of the incident, he was sleeping in the park next door as a homeless. I did interview the homeless people in the park next door back then. The incident occurred in the park. Like, he seemed to have witnessed it. So, seems highly likely that Haru witnessed the incidents. I did get him to testify, but he wasn't very cooperative. There are quite a few homeless people who dislike the police. That's about it. In any case, the murders do not appear to have been planned. That's right, after some trouble and arguing over something like that. So it's unknown what was the real reason, but it's something criminal, probably. I asked Kuma-san for the names of the foreign victims and the Yakuza who were responsible. Okay, finally. But like I've been in Kabukicho for quite some time, but never heard of them before. It wasn't such a noisy incident. If I hadn't been in charge of the case, I don't know if I would have remembered it. Is that so? So it has nothing to do with you. Okay, Kuma-san, thanks for sharing it with me. I'm currently investigating this matter on a request. Okay, I'll ask you again if I need anything. I see, it's an incident that concerned me as well. I'll do my best to help you. Alright. I raised my hand to him and left the place. I'd like to know more about the incident at the parking garage. I wonder if anybody at Iwasho Real Estate knows anything. Maybe I will head there then, save and end the stream here. But for the next time, it's good to go to the place because I might forget that I'm supposed to go to this place because what's on my mind is to go visit Kyoko in front of the Alta building next. That's like the next major milestone or something. So let's go inside here and just save the game here. Save state. And I am Adventure Argonaut, and I thank you for watching. But yeah, I still didn't finish, but hopefully next stream will be the last one. Like I do want to see the conclusion. Like, it's dragging it a bit too much at the end. Like it would be more. I don't know, like feel more exciting or something like. Whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.